What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 89, everybody. I am your host, SleezBall. Today's episode will be my Week 6 Stardom Situm QBs, all matchups. Now, 4 teams are on a bye, so make sure those quarterbacks are not on your rosters this week. And you guys can also check out my quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense and kicker top 10 rankings. All those videos are out. I'm trying to get all my Stardom Situms out today to you guys. I don't know if I'll make it. It's going to be a busy day, but I'll probably get the quarterbacks and running backs today. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that like, make sure you smash that subscription button, turn that bell on. It helps me out a ton. I will be live all weekend, Thursday through Monday, helping as well. If you guys cannot make any of the live shows, you can always drop your comments. It does not have to pertain to this video, and I try to answer every single comment to help you guys win your weekly matchup and get you that ultimate goal of that championship. And let's dive into my quarterbacks here, guys, this week. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my board for the Week 6 Stardom Situms. The black box up top is always the away team. The bottom is always the home team. And as always, guys, before I dive into it, I like to throw a shout out to my guy Big Draft Energy on Twitter and Big Draft Energy on YouTube. He's always on my shows, co-host with me. I go to his shows as well, and he gives me tons of information behind the scenes, guys, that you need to check out. And we're going to start off with all the QB metrics heading into this week. So if you're even do best ball, pick 'em, stuff like that, this is the information you need to know. Always gamble responsibly as well. Now, this is his tweet here for the most advantageous matchups for QB passing TDs. So these 10 defenses right here have allowed the most passing touchdowns on the season. So if you're looking for high upside touchdown plays at quarterback and you need help, say injuries or buys, these are the top 10 that are going to find the most touchdowns. Of course, Lamar Jackson versus Washington is going to be an absolute smash play here. Now, QB completions as well. If you're looking for this in pick'ems or anything like that, these are the top 10 QBs against defenses that give up the most completions to the position. And you're going to have Derek Carr at the top, but it looks like he's going to be out. So that could even be Spencer Rattler if his completions are low on like the pickups and stuff like that. Dak Prescott's going to be a high caliber play this week, especially the shootout game versus Detroit. And you've seen Caleb Williams on both now and Jaden Daniels on both now. Now we're heading into the QB yards here. These are the defenses that give up the most yards. Baltimore's defense is absolutely terrible versus the yards. So is Jacksonville for Caleb Williams. So look at Caleb Williams on all three. He's an absolute smash this week. Will Levis, a little sneaky here. He has a great matchup versus Indy as well. And then you can see, you know, the main quarterbacks here as well. And this is the rest. So if you guys want to screenshot these, save them, or go to his Twitter, whatever, smash or follow. I will put his links in the description. Make sure you click him. My guy does great work all the time. Always here to help you guys. I know when I say go follow him, go check it, it rarely happens. Please do it. Helps us out a ton now. Now, heading into the Thursday night game here. My 49ers need a must win, guys. I mean, I can't believe we lost to the Rams and the Cardinals with a double-digit lead. It was absolutely terrible. But when you're looking at this game, you want to start both these quarterbacks. Brock Purdy's going to be a smash start for me. Geno Smith's going to be a smash start for me. He even rushed for massive yards last week, even being old, kind of crazy in a way. But both these defenses are middle tier right here. And you have to realize that Hufanga is now out for the 49ers. And it looks like Woolen's going to be out for the Seattle Seahawks. He's doubtful. So that's 2 stars, both sides of the defense that are going to be out. The 49ers defense ranks 14th, and the Seattle Seahawks ranks 15th versus the quarterback. They both give up about 15.8 points in the red zone. The 49ers rank 10th. They're a little better. And the Seahawks rank 18th in the red zone. And they're about the same in yards, 211 for the 49ers and 204 for the Seahawks. So this is going to be like a Thursday night game. I know it's division rival, but sometimes the Seattle Seahawks and 49ers just go absolutely bonkers with points, and I think that's what's going to happen here on this Thursday night game. And this is a must-win for the 49ers, man. But I have both of them as smash starts this week. Headed into the Superdome here, we got the Bucs heading into the Saints in a big division rivalry game here. They both got to get this win, man. The Saints are falling apart here. Looks like Derek Carr, so I'll bring him up first. He's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks here. And the oblique injury, man, that throw he made that fell through that guy's arms was absolutely brutal that he missed it. But in this game now, Baker Mayfield, for me, is not going to be a strong start here. The New Orleans Saints are 4th versus the quarterback, giving up 10.9 points per game. They're 2nd in the red zone. They do give up 268 yards, but they don't give up touchdowns. So if you watch the Monday Night Football with Patrick Mahomes, look what happened in that game, right? They got to the red zone every single time, threw up a bunch of yards, and didn't get the touchdowns. So Baker Mayfield, although you may be going up against Spencer Rattler, this is another reason why I have Tampa and Baker as kind of a yellow. So borderline start, borderline sit. is because it was Spencer Rattler playing his first game as a rookie. It could even be Jake Haener, who would be his first start as well with Derek Carr out. This could be a game where Tampa gets up and starts to work the clock on them and doesn't pass as much. And Spencer Rattler's side, man, if this was Derek Carr, this could be a sneaky play here, guys, with Spencer Rattler, because Tampa Bay is 31st versus the quarterback. So 2 points off dead last. They're 27th in the red zone. They give up 275 pass yards a game. So just depending on Rattler or Haener, I'd put them both in yellow either way. Whoever's starting out there, again, we don't know. It's earlier in the week. But this is such a good matchup. Tampa struggles so much versus the pass that if you need a dart throw quarterback or super flex play, I'm okay with Spencer Rattler or Haener this week, but I don't like him as a start in a one-man, 12-man league, 1 QB league. Another division rivalry game here. We have the red hot right now Atlanta Falcons heading into the Carolina Panthers, and Kirk Cousins is one of my absolute smash start quarterbacks this week. The Carolina Panthers ranked 27th versus the quarterback, giving up 19.5. They ranked 16th in the red zone, giving up 232 pass yards a game. And you just saw Caleb Williams light him up for 300. And you just saw Kirk Cousins drop 500 yards last week as well. The Falcons offense is starting to click. I like every single Falcon starter in this game. Bijan, Mooney, Drake, Pitts, all of them. I will get to those when we go to start up to the position. But Kirk Cousins is going to be in my smash start video as well, coming later in the week. Absolutely love him as a top 5 quarterback this week. Now, on the Panthers side, you still have Bryce Young, who lost his job, right? We know he's not out there. Andy Dalton, this is an interesting start here for Andy Dalton. If you are a follower, subscriber to my channel and been here before, I've been talking about this Falcons defense and how brutal their start has been. And it's a little better than the numbers say. So when you're looking at the Falcons defense, they give up 18.5 points to the quarterback. That's 26, and they rank 30th in the red zone. And they give up only 198 yards passing. But Deontay Johnson has a plus matchup here. They struggle versus the wide receiver 1. You'll have Xavier Legette back out there. I know Thielen's still on IR. We could see, Jonathan Brooks here coming the next couple of weeks here, which would be awesome to see. And Chuba Hubbard's on fire. So I'm okay with the Andy Dalton start, especially if it's like super flex. I don't like him that much as a 12-man league, 1 QB start. But if you need someone, he could give you 18 to 20 points in this game. They're going to be playing from behind most likely here in this game a lot here. And I kind of like Andy Dalton as a sleeper sneak start here. Oh, man, the big shootout game of the week that I'm projecting. And also, they are 52.5 points bet in Vegas for the over-under. This game is going to be as high-powered as it gets. The Detroit Lions are headed into the 3-2 Cowboys here in Jerry's world. Cowboys sneaking out some wins with major injuries across the board, which is massive for them. And in this game, you're going to get Dak and Jared Goff. The Detroit Lions coming off a bye. They're fresh, ready to go. You get the Dallas Cowboys defense here. The Dallas Cowboys ranks 20th versus the quarterback, giving up 18 points a game, so a solid start there. They rank 20th in the red zone, so another opportunity for touchdowns for Amon-Ra or Laporta. And they give up 205 yards, and they're beat up across the board. We don't know if Parsons is going to be out there. DeMarcus Lawrence obviously out. Bland still on IR. Trayvon Diggs looks slow. I mean, this is going to be one of the shootout games of the week that I want every single piece of. Heading to the Dallas Cowboys side, the Detroit Lions give up the most pass yards a game right now on average. Against the quarterback, they give up they rank 21st, giving up 17.5. They rank 15th in the red zone, so they stingy up in the red zone. Again, their run defense is their strength, but they give up 276 pass yards a game, guys. 276 ranks in the bottom 3 of the NFL. And if you're talking about shootout numbers here, if you do like DFS or pick'ems, this is a massive game for all those numbers, and it should be probably one of the highest scoring games of the week, and both these guys should be smash starts this week. The Steelers coming off that bad loss, man. They should have beat the Cowboys in that game. They choked at the end, are headed into the Raiders this week. And Justin Fields is still going to be the starter. It looks like heading into week 6, they're prepping for him to start. This should be another game where he smashes. You want to see George Pickens get more involved. It seems like they were load managing him last week, which makes no sense when he's their only weapon they have out there. The Raiders ranked 19th versus the quarterback, giving up 17.3. They're 25th in the red zone, so big touchdown upside rushing or passing for Justin Fields in this game. They give up 220 yards, which is bottom 10 in yards per game. And the Raiders are just decimated across the board. Even like fan base is giving up on them. Gardner Minshew even got benched last week for Aiden O'Connell at the end, so we don't even know who the starter is going to be. Could be Aiden O'Connell. Watch out for that, but I'm still not starting him versus the Pittsburgh Steelers defense either way, no matter who it is. So Dak Prescott was like an enigma. He's a top elite quarterback. He shredded the Pittsburgh Steelers for yards, but he couldn't score in the red zone. So the Pittsburgh Steelers ranked 7th with the quarterback, giving a 12.2 on the season. They ranked 9th, giving up 3 points in the red zone, 228 pass yards a game. But again, that's inflated because Dak and the Cowboys just shredded them. I don't want to start any Raiders this week. You have no Devontae Adams out there. Their run game is absolutely lost between Zamir White and Alexander Madison. They don't know what's going on there. Jacoby Myers is going to draw Porter. That's going to be tough as it gets. I mean, maybe Brock Bowers gets open in this game, but that's about all they have going for them in this game, or Trey Tucker can catch a bomb. I don't like any of the Raiders in this game, and I'll get to the rest of my other videos, but this is going to be an all-sit Oakland game for me right here at home. An all systems green game is here. The Cincinnati Bengals are 1-4 headed into the New York Giants. They need this win bad, guys. They cannot go 1-5. You have Joe Burrow, who just went bananas with a 40-plus point game, hit Jamar Chase, the wide receiver 1. The connection is there. Jamar Chase was my wide receiver 1 when the season started, so it's glad to see him back on top. And this is interesting to the Giants side, man. Danny Dimes is a startable quarterback this week in 12-man 1 QB leagues. I just picked him up for Trevor Lawrence, dropped him in a $500 league to the wire. I am rolling out Danny Dimes, coming off a 20-point game here without Malik Neighbors last week, getting the dub at Seattle, who Seattle's pass defense was pretty good at the time. But I told you the Seattle Seahawks were frauds because those first 3 wins were cheap wins. Now, when I'm looking at Joe Burrow heading into the New York Giants defense here against the pass, the New York Giants currently ranked 17th, giving up 17 points to the quarterback. They rank top 11 in the red zone, so they stingy up there. They give up 227 yards. Now, on the Danny Dimes side, this is why I like it so much. The Cincinnati Bengals absolutely struggle versus the pass, versus the quarterback, versus everything. Their defense is terrible this year. So they rank 28th versus the quarterback, averaging 20 points a game. So right there, you're already looking at Danny Dimes dropping a 20 bomb. Then you look at their red zone. They're 26th in the red zone, and they give up 220 yards a game. And Danny Dimes has that rushing upside. He rushed for 40 yards last game. You're going to have Neighbors back out there. And I think Danny Dimes is one of my favorite starts this week. We are finally going to get to see Drake May. The Houston Texans are headed into the New England Patriots. And for CJ Stroud in this game, I don't have him as a smash start here. He's going to be yellow. That means not a sit. You can start him, but I just don't love it as what yellow is. And obviously, if it's super flex, yellow is a smash start in that situation. But the New England Patriots are sneakily good versus the quarterback. They rank 8th on the season, giving up 13.6 points. They rank top 10 in the red zone, ranking 8th. They give up 250 pass yards a game, but they don't give up the touchdowns. So in this game, when I'm looking at Drake May, finally Jacoby Brissett was sent to the freaking bench. I can take him off here next week. He was terrible to watch, man. I hate to say it. But in Drake May's first start, you're getting a very good Texans front. It's going to be a nightmare game for him. They have really no weapons out there besides Hunter Henry. Maybe you could say one. Jalen Polk's been nothing. It should be Javon Baker time. Please, for the love of God, get my guy Javon Baker out there. But in this game, I look at it like, I think the Texans are going to get up early here, and it's going to become a Dameon Pierce, Joe Mixon, Cam Akers, whoever's out there at running back, kind of pound the clock out game here. I don't see a lot of passing yards unless it's early. So unless CJ Stroud gets like 2 touchdowns in the first half, this could be one of those games that gets away, and CJ Stroud might be, not a bad start, but not a great start. Probably 16, 15 points like that. So I don't love the CJ Stroud start as a smash start, and I'm definitely not starting Drake May in his first game as a rookie against the Houston Texans defense. Another all systems green firework game coming this week. This is going to be one of the games that I'm glued to watching. It is going to be the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. heading into Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. And they're both going to be smash starts for me this week. They're both in my top 8 quarterback rankings heading into the week. Kyler Murray gets the Green Bay defense, which Green Bay is okay versus the quarterback. They rank 12th, giving up 14.6. They rank 17th in the red zone. They allow 255 pass yards, so they stingy up big time to save themselves in the red zone here. And then when I look at Jordan Love, this guy's a smash start every single week. Possibly could have Christian Watson back out there. We don't know from the updates yet with the ankle injury, but you're going to have Wicks. You're going to have Reed, who's an absolute machine. And you get the Arizona Cardinals defense, guys. Arizona Cardinals defense ranks 23rd versus the quarterback. They rank 31st in the red zone. So touchdown opportunity galore for Kraft, for Watson if he's out there, for Romeo Doubs, everybody. And they also give up 225 yards a game. This is going to be one of those high-flying, top-scoring games here that I cannot wait to see, and I want to see if Marvin can actually do some damage against Jair Alexander. It's going to be interesting to watch, but both these quarterbacks you shouldn't even be thinking about smash starts this week. We have our first Sea of Red game here, and you guys are going to think I'm crazy. Monday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills are headed into the New York Jets, and I have Josh Allen as a sit-'em quarterback, which is freaking bonkers to me. And it's just been a roller coaster ride with him. And you get the New York Jets this week. New York Jets are number 2 overall versus the quarterback position, only giving up 7.9 points per game on the season. They are number 1 in the red zone. Look what happened to Sam Darnold last week. He had 4 points, man. And they give up 194 yards, which is top 3 in the NFL. This is just Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed. I don't like Josh Allen in this game. It's crazy to say that. I know that it's Josh Allen, and it's super hard to sit him. But these are the moves you have to make sometimes in fantasy football to catch that win. And if I'm looking at Josh Allen, he's had 2 games over 30, both against terrible defenses, Arizona and Jacksonville. Played Baltimore, played Houston, averaged 10 points in both those games. Played Miami, had a 10-point game. Now you're getting one of the top defenses in the NFL. This is not a play I like for Josh Allen here, especially on the road, and especially with that concussion hit last week. We don't know, the updates yet of if he went into protocol or didn't go into protocol, or the smelling salts or whatever was going on there. But he was woozy, man. So very, very risky for me here with him. I do not like him at all. And then Aaron Rodgers' side, man, head coach fired. Nathaniel Hackett losing his job, got the play call stripped from him. The Jets just absolute turmoil right now, and this is not the team that you want to face either in the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills defense is very, very good, guys. They're number 1 versus the pass on the season. They locked down the wide receiver 1. Garrett Wilson's in for a nightmare game here as well. And they're number 10 versus the quarterback, giving up 14 points a game. They're number 19 in the red zone. They give up 215 pass yards a game. And most of those pass yards for them came in garbage time in that weird game last week as well, too, against Houston, where they came back really late. They were throwing garbage time, so they ran a lot more on them at the end. I don't like any of these quarterbacks in this game on Monday Night Football to beat their projections at all. We're going back-to-back sea of red games here. The division rival game. The Chargers are headed into the Denver Broncos for on a 3-game win streak, which is absolutely crazy. The Chargers are fresh, coming off a bye that they needed with a couple injuries they had defensively. And Justin Herbert and Bo Nix are both going to be sit-ems for me because both these defenses are freaking lights out, guys. The Chargers rank 5th versus the quarterback. The Broncos rank 6th versus the quarterback. 11.8 and 11 points given up. The Broncos are 7th in the red zone. The Chargers are 4th in the red zone. The Chargers give up 207 yards. The Broncos give up 180. Patrick Surtain is absolutely the best cornerback in football right now. The Broncos defense is flying around at home in Mile High Stadium. I'm not taking either one of these quarterbacks as a start. Neither should you be. They should both be on your waiver wires. I'm not even thinking about it. These defenses are lights out. And this is going to be a grunge game where it's like tons of field goals in this game for me. Oh, boy. The Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson, who should not be the starting quarterback for this team, are headed into Philly. And the matchup looks good, just like it did last week. I mean, I had him as a start against the Washington Commanders' worst defense, and Deshaun Watson laid an egg. I am not falling for it again, although the matchup is good. Philadelphia is 22nd versus the quarterback. They're 29th in the red zone versus the quarterback, and they give up 250 pass yards a game, but they are fresh off a bye. I am not playing Deshaun Watson anymore. I'm not falling for the tricks, guys. He should be on your waiver wire, even in 12-man leagues. There's no point to hold this guy. If they would please bring Jameis Winston out and let the crab cakes fly, I would love to see the offense open up in that direction. Heading to the Eagles side, Jalen Hurts. The boys are back in town. A.J. Brown is back out there off the injury. Devonta Smith is back out there off the concussion, off the bye. And Cleveland's defense cannot save themselves because their offense can't stay on the field. Their defensive numbers are still very good across the board, running, receiving, and quarterback. So against the quarterback, they rank 9th. In the red zone, they rank 6th. And they give up 200 pass yards, but their offense doesn't move the ball. So this defense is grinding so hard every game to keep them in the game, but their offense does nothing. So Jalen Hurts is definitely a smash start for me this week, and Deshaun Watson, I'm done playing games. Get your popcorn ready. Another 50-plus point game projected in Vegas. You have the QB1 going at the QB2 here. Lamar Jackson versus Jaden Daniels in Baltimore. Commanders are 4-1. The Ravens are back on their win streak. They got Derrick Henry going nuts. This is the game of the week, guys. I cannot wait to see these two electrifying quarterbacks go at it. When I'm looking at Jaden Daniels' side here, dude, Baltimore Ravens really struggle versus the pass. They give up the most pass yards in the NFL. They rank 29th versus the quarterback. They rank 22 in the red zone. They give up 304 yards a game. That is number 1 worst in the NFL. This is going to be in all systems. Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels, Austin Eckler out the backfield. You're not going to be able to run against the Ravens. Their run defense is very, very good. I'll get to that in my Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler video with my running back, start him, sit him here. But this is going to be a high-flying air attack game all the way, because when you look at the Washington Commanders, they're one of the worst versus the wide receiver in the NFL versus the quarterback. They're 25th. They're 24th in the red zone, and they give up 215 yards passing here as well. And this is going to be a game way over 50 points. I'm not even buying that over-under for 25, 24. I'm taking this like 35, 38, 41, 38, just like the Bengals game. You want every single piece of this game, except for the tight ends. But I'll get to that later in my start sitting video, so make sure you guys check that out when I get to it, because the Washington Commanders are very good versus the tight end position, guys. But both these quarterbacks are absolute all-gas system go starts this week. The Indianapolis Colts are headed into Tennessee this week. And for me, it looks like Anthony Richardson is going to be back, although Joe Flacco lit it up last week in a loss. And Joe Flacco always does that every single time. But I'm going to take and bite the bullet here on a weird call. This is one of my sleazy things, I'll call it here. The Tennessee Titans are number 1 in giving up pass yards per game. They are very, very good. They rank number 13 versus the quarterback. They rank 14th in the red zone, and they give up only 141 pass yards a game. That's what I'm talking about here. But I feel the superhuman Anthony Richardson game coming. He would have played last week if there wasn't rain, according to the updates. So he's back and healthy. And I feel he looked good before he got hurt in that against a very good defense against the pass. So against the Bears, I think he's going to come out and just have one of those superstar games this week, because he's pissed off and the Colts are falling apart, and he's just going to backpack them and look amazing this week. I know it's a crazy call because the Tennessee Titans defense is very good, but this is just one of my calls this week. I've had Richardson on sit-em a lot this year, so don't look at me like, oh my God, it's Anthony Richardson, you're doing that. No, I've had him on sit-em like 2 out of the 3 weeks he's been a starter. So this week, I like him for a superhero bounce back game. And Will Levis is very, very interesting here, guys. If you have a quarterback injury or buys going on, or you're in a super flex, I like Will Levis as a start this week. The Indianapolis Colts are 30th versus the quarterback. They are 32nd, dead last in the red zone versus the quarterback, and they give up 280 pass yards, top 5 worst in the NFL. And you're going to have off a bye. You'll have D-Hop finally seeing more snaps hopefully this week, and they're looking to move him as trade value possibly, so they might feed him even more. You're going to have Calvin Ridley in a great matchup as well. The Colts defense can't stop anything. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the tight end. They can't stop the wide receiver. This is a perfect play for Will Levis here, in like a secret 20-point start you could get right here out of him. I don't have it in green, but I have it as a possible play, possible not, not a sit, but a possible start if you need it, because I think he's going to have a big game here. Last but not least, the London game, 6:30 in the morning. Caleb Williams and the Bears are going to be hosting, I guess you call it. They're the home team. They're not really hosting. They're in London. T-Law and the Jacksonville Jaguars here. And if you guys followed my content last week, I said sit Deontay Johnson. I said sit Andy Dalton. The Bears are very, very good versus the pass. Trevor Lawrence, I just dropped him in my league, like I said, if you heard me earlier in the video, for Danny Dimes. Here you go. Chicago Bears, number 1 versus the quarterback, 7 points a game they allow to the position. Number 3 in the red zone, 1 point per game, 194 pass yards. You will have Jalen Johnson on BTJ. I know Evan Ingram's back out there. You're going to have Gabe Davis, who does nothing, and Christian Kirk working out of the slot. But this Bears pass defense is for real, guys. Trevor Lawrence is one of my smash sits this week, and you could possibly drop him for better options on the waiver wire. Caleb Williams, I hope you listen to my videos to buy all the Bears. DeAndre Swift was my buy low 3 weeks ago, and look what happened. Back-to-back 20-point weeks. Caleb Williams was a buy low. Caleb Williams, big game last week. Of course, everyone gets right against the Carolina Panthers. That's just how it goes. But when you're looking at the schedule ahead here, and you pull up, I'm pulling it up right now for Caleb, it's absolute gold, guys. Just pure a pot of gold. Jacksonville, Washington, Arizona, New England, Green Bay, Minnesota, Detroit. All those defenses are bottom 10 versus the pass. Caleb Williams has an amazing schedule ahead. He's a smash start for me this week. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 32nd, dead last versus the quarterback, giving up 23 points a game, 23rd in the red zone. And guys, they give up 300 pass yards a game. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome, Cole Kmet, I don't really like as much because the Jacksonville funnels to the wide receiver more than the tight end. DeAndre Swift. Absolute smash Bears game here in London. And they're starting to click a little bit, so you got to like that. That is it for episode 89, everybody. My stardom, sit-em, week 6 quarterbacks, every single matchup. My next video will be dropping later today. Will be my running backs. I'm going to try and get my wide receivers and tight ends out to you guys. I don't know if I'll make it today, but I promise I'll get it tomorrow morning if I don't. As always, guys, before we head out, make sure you smash that like, smash that subscription, turn that bell on. It helps me out a ton. All the support you guys have given me this year has been absolutely amazing. And remember, I will be live Thursday before the game, and then Friday I'll have different content creators on with me. Saturday, Sunday, I'll have my guy Big Draft Energy. Again, shout out to him. Make sure you check out my guy's YouTube. That was the stats and info I dropped from the beginning. Takes one click. Go in there, turn that bell on. My guy is an absolute genius. Make sure you do that for me. Support the family. If you support me, that helps me out a ton. Helps him out a ton too, guys. And that's it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next video. SleezBall out.